Today we're in Arashiyama. It's an area on the edge of Kyoto that feels a lot less like being in the city. It's got more of a countryside feel. There's a famous river with a really famous bridge going over it and beautiful mountains. Lots of people come here for the bamboo forest and the monkey park. There's several temples and shrines here as well. What we're doing today is going on the Sagano Romantic Train, which is a sightseeing train that goes along the river, and then we're going to get a boat back along the river and see all the lovely scenery. And it's such a nice day today. It's really warm, even though it's only early March. It's beautiful and perfect day for it. I'll show you how to get to Arashiyama, how to get tickets for the Sagano Romantic Train and what it's like, and then we'll take a wander around Arashiyama with some very cute cafes and shops and see how busy it is at the famous bamboo forest and where to get away from the crowds. But first, we're starting the day in the best way possible. It's time for a Coca-Cola breakfast to set us up for the day. We've got a train and a boat to go on today, so we need lots of energy. I've got vegetarian curry sauce with cheese and vegetables. That's my favourite, and I've gone for the half size of rice because I can't eat the whole rice. We've got this divider between us here. Phil's got his favourite pork cutlet and some extra vegetables, a half portion of vegetables. Here at Kyoto Station, we're just on the way to the track to get to Arashiyama, and there's some instructions on how to get to the Sagano Romantic Train. Get off at Saga Arashiyama Station and go to Saga Toroko Station. The second line is about on the way back if you're getting the JR train back. There's lots of lockers along the way here if you need them to store your luggage. I'll have a video coming up about how to use the coin lockers in Japan, so subscribe if you want to catch that. There are several stations in Arashiyama. If you're coming from the main Kyoto station, the one you want is called Saga Arashiyama Station. It only takes about 15 minutes, it's really quick, and you can use your IC card or your JR pass. Arashiyama is on the edge of the city, so you can see some of the suburbs of Kyoto on the way. You can see it doesn't all look like the famous historic districts, they're just pockets of preserved streets within a modern city. There aren't many tall buildings because there are limits in Kyoto for how tall buildings are allowed to be to preserve the character of the city. Most of the sites in Arashiyama are walkable from the station. We're going straight to the Sagano Romantic Train to get our tickets for the boat ride. When I was researching this, it seemed a bit confusing with different stations for the JR train and which station to take for the Romantic Train, but it's actually very simple. From Kyoto Station, you arrive at Saga Arashiyama Station. The station you want for the Romantic Train is Saga Toroko Station, which is just next door, and it's really well signposted. The Romantic Train also stops at Toroko Arashiyama Station, which is very close, just the other side of the bamboo grove. It's best to take the Romantic Train from Saga Toroko Station because that's where it starts, and then you can do the whole journey. We've just got to Saga Arashiyama Station and there's a giant stamp. I haven't seen one like this before with a handle. It says don't stamp on leaflets. Hopefully my book will be okay. Oh, it worked. That came out well. Do you think that's the Romantic Railway? Oh no, it's the bridge. The famous bridge in Arashiyama, the moon crossing bridge. But there's a sign to Saga Toroko Station, which is where you want to go if you're getting the train straight away. And going towards the exit, there's another sign to Saga Toroko Station for the Romantic Train. And there's Saga Toroko Station. It's right next to the JR Saga Arashiyama Station, which is this one. Those are the steps we came down. This is what we're hopefully taking later, if we can get tickets, is the Hozugawa riverboat ride. Most of it's quite peaceful, but there are some exciting looking bits. It looks like you can also take a horse-drawn carriage ride there too. The horse-drawn carriage is 1,200 yen per person for a 25-minute trip between the Romantic Train and the boat cruise. At this station there's also a railway diorama, which I kind of wish I'd gone to now. It's 530 yen with a discount if you have a ticket for the Romantic Train. I already bought the train tickets. You can buy them right here where you take the train, or if you want to buy them in advance, like if it's a busy time or the holidays or cherry blossom season and you want to make sure you get the tickets, you can buy them from any JR station in the Kansai region, so that includes Kyoto and Osaka. I bought mine from Kyoto Station from the JR ticket office. They had a counter for foreign tourists where they spoke perfect English and knew exactly what I was asking for. The train ride takes about 25 minutes. I think some of the carriages are open air and some of them are enclosed. We've got the tickets early, so we've got our own seats assigned. Tickets are 880 yen for the one-way trip. The sightseeing train goes one way. It takes you to Kamioka. From there you can either take the regular train back, just the normal JR train line, or you can take a boat back, which is what we're doing today because I think it'll be a lot nicer. At the station, it was interesting to see the contrast of old and new trains, as the regular JR line going into Kyoto is right next door. One of the carriages is open air and the others are covered. It's an old-fashioned style train. The seats aren't the most luxurious, but we're here for the atmosphere, and the train ride's only 25 minutes. It was quite cosy on the train, and it's a popular trip, so it was full on. At first the views are on the left, but the right hand side has better views later on and for most of the trip. You get a nice view crossing the river on a bridge. In fact, the regular JR train, which you can take on the way back, crosses the river 5 times, although it's faster and doesn't slow down for the views like the Romantic Train. And you go through several tunnels. Let's take a moment to enjoy the sound of the old train going along the tracks. It was exciting to see the boats we'd be taking later and get a first view of the rapids. Oh, there's the boats. Oh, wow. Now get ready to wave hello to the tanuki at the station. We're going to be going down that in the boat later. There's a lot of rocks in the water to avoid there. We've got to go through that too on the boat. White water. The commentary and announcements are all in Japanese, but it doesn't really matter if you can't understand it. You can still enjoy the ride. There are lovely views of the cherry blossoms in spring and the colourful leaves in autumn. From mid-October to December, there are winter illuminations to enjoy from the train. But even without them, it's still very scenic and beautiful and still very much worth doing. This was at the start of March, when in general leaves hadn't really grown back on most of the trees around Japan, so it's probably not at its best, and the views were still fantastic. It used to be a freight train to carry wood into Kyoto, which was used not only for building but also as fuel. In Japanese, the Sagano Romantic Train is called Sagano Toroko Resha. Resha means train and Toroko means truck, so truck train. And it does sound kind of similar. Toroko, truck, Toroko. So that's why the station's called Toroko Saga Station. Towards the end, the scenery opens up as you come out of the valley and into Kamioka. The conductor even sang a song about the area, and you can see where you get the horse-drawn carriages from. I enjoyed that train ride. It went by quite quickly. It's about 20 or 25 minutes, and I think we were lucky to be on the right hand side, because at first the left hand side had the views and then the right hand side had the views for most of the trip, and I think it made it more exciting knowing we were going on the boat later, because you could get a preview of the boat journey and see where the white water bits are. After that, we took a bus to the boat dock to take the Hozugawa River cruise, which I really enjoyed. There'll be a separate video next week all about that, including how to get tickets and everything you need to know. If you're not doing the boat ride, you can take the regular JR train back to Arashiyama from Umahori station, which is a 10-minute walk away. It's a pleasant walk by the fields. It's a really peaceful area. After that, we took a walk around Arashiyama. The most famous site here is Togetsukyo Bridge, the moon crossing bridge over this wide river, and of course the bamboo forest, which we'll be visiting in a minute. Arashiyama is very popular, so the main areas can get quite busy. If you have enough time and want to get away from the crowds, take a walk or a bus up to Saga Torimoto Preserved Street. There are some nice shrines and temples around there too. And the Arashiyama Park area is also really nice. Not so many people seem to go there once you get past the main bamboo path. But today we're looking around the main area near the station. We're just looking around all these touristy shops and snack kiosks in Arashiyama, and there's a Miffy bakery, Miffy Sakura bakery. It's pretty cute. This is the station for the random tram, which you can take through to the area with Kinkakuji. The station isn't actually that close to Kinkakuji, you still have to do a little walk, but it's a nice way to get between the two places, and you can combine Arashiyama and Kinkakuji into one day. A special thing they have here is the kimono forest, which is these poles with kimono fabric, all the different beautiful patterns. And actually anyone could walk in here onto the platform and see it without even having a tram ticket. There's also loads of snacks here and about 100 places to get matcha ice cream. Here's my taiyaki. It's 3 mini taiyaki on a stick. They had several flavours, chocolate, choco, anko, red bean and custard. I went for red bean because it's the traditional flavour, although I do love custard. It was actually one of each flavour. To be honest, it wasn't the best taiyaki I've had. It wasn't as freshly made as at some places. Phil's got some gyoza. They look like they're deep fried.
Yes, these are deep fried vegetable gyoza, so you can have one.
Oh, wow. And you can have one of my taiyaki. There's a Rilakuma shop and cafe, very cute. I think recently, maybe it's just the cafe has been redone into a Rilakuma onsen theme. That one's got a mini dango on, and the one with the chick's really cute. Here's the menu. The one with the dango is the #1 most popular one. Here's the onsen part. You can see Rilakuma on the onsen on the curtains, the noren. Here's the menu for the cafe, which is upstairs. Look at the parfaits. If you like cute theme cafes, I keep a list of temporary pop-up theme cafes in Japan. There are always so many. It's on cakeswithfaces.co.uk in the blog section. There's a lot of places to eat, places to get snacks and souvenirs. There's a traditional Japanese Snoopy chocolate shop here. These shops are all quite touristy, but there are a lot of beautiful old houses here. And it's really nice being able to see the mountains in the distance. All the shops and cafes here are basically just for tourists. It's one of those places that's just there for people to come and enjoy the scenery. This isn't everyday local Japan, but that's not a reason to dismiss it. It's not a tourist trap. There is a lot of good stuff, and it is undeniably a beautiful place. We're going towards the bamboo forest now. I think you can get to it multiple ways. The way we've come is walking away from the river. If you turn left at the Snoopy Cafe, you'll be down this street. And it starts up there. It looks quite dark in there at the moment. The entrance was quite busy, but we kept walking along, and there aren't so many people here. It's about 5 o'clock, so I don't know if some people are going home, and it's a weekday as well. But we did just have a little quiet moment just then when you could actually hear all the leaves rustling up there in the bamboo. The bamboo forest is lovely, but I do still like the one at Hokokuji Temple more. That one is in Kamakura, and it's smaller, but the path is also smaller. Here you've got quite a wide path and the big fences either side, whereas in Kamakura it feels like you're more within the bamboo grove. You're much closer to it. Look, there's no one there. They're all up there. Even if it's not my favourite of the bamboo groves, it is still lovely. There's something very peaceful and kind of mystical about the tall bamboo and rustling leaves. We carried on wandering through the trails with no particular destination in mind. It's nice to do that sometimes. I'm sure this looks greener at a different time of year. It's still nice seeing the plum blossoms in the background, pinks and the greens. What is it about level crossings that makes you feel like you're in an anime? Here's a kimono rental place. I've seen quite a few people wearing kimono. Probably not quite as many as in central Kyoto, but there have been a few. And you can get some nice photos of the bamboo forest. It's 1,900 yen for a 2-hour course, and then extra if you want your hair styled. There's the prices for hairstyling. For a whole day, it's 3,000 yen. Just walking back through a quiet road back to the station, I spotted this little turtle. Cute. So that's it for our day in Arashiyama. There are lots of other things to do there too. Look out for my video about the Hozugawa River cruise coming up next week, and more Kyoto videos, including my top recommendation for where to eat in Kyoto. I'll see you soon.